Hello, students and staff, Adams families. Welcome back for episode 3 of this week's announcement show. We've got a lot of really great things lined up for you. First, we are going to have Mrs. Huff in the kitchen doing some cooking with you. Mrs. Provitas is back with the new scavenger hunt challenge for you. And Mr. Roar is back with a new magic trick and a joke. But first, let's give a little shout out to our parents. Parents, I hope that you heard the robocall on Sunday from our principal, Mrs. Gregg. She has extended a lot of grace and support, and I wanted to back that up as well here. I know this is not easy. I hope it's going easier in your house than it is in our house, because personally, when I say it's time for e-learning, my first grader goes running in the opposite direction, typically screaming at the same time. It's not easy. But we have got resources to help you. So if you're struggling, please reach out to any of us, your teacher, you can, to any of the related arts teacher. I'm happy to send like an encouraging note. I mean, whatever we can do to help you and to help your child, please know that we are here for you. All right, let's get started. So first of all, this week, for our Spirit Week, we are focusing on schools. Tuesday is Acton Elementary, Wednesday is Arlington, but Wednesday is our day. Wednesday is Adams Day, so here's what you got to do. Make signs, get creative, wear our school colors, purple and yellow, take pictures, and post it onto social media. There is more information on Facebook. Make sure you use that hashtag that the district is sending out for it. And I am excited to see it. And by the way, last week with the crazy hair, the pajama day, and the creative day, you guys did a really fun job. That was fun to look at. So good job. Make sure you're representing Adams well. And to also know, we have a surprise for you on Wednesday. It's a little bit crazy. The staff is putting it together as we speak. You don't want to miss it. It's a little crazy. You'll love it. Okay, positive pandemics. Let's talk puzzles. I'm here to feature my friend Everett Peters. Everett and his family have put together a 1,000-piece puzzle in 4 days. 4. That's a lot of pieces. That's impressive. Good job, guys. Are you putting together puzzles? It seems to be the new big thing, putting puzzles together. So send me your pictures. Send me your completed puzzles and all of the members of your family that helped put it together, and we will put it all together, like a puzzle piece, on next week's show. All right, let's go to birthdays. So this week, starting with the weekend, on the 18th, we had Oliver Davidson celebrating his birthday. On the 19th, Sophia Robarge celebrated her birthday. And on the 21st, we have Logan Lewis and Eddie Stegmoller. On the 22nd, we have Jalen Martinez. And on the 24th, we have Sydney Richards and Jonah Buchanan. Happy birthday, guys.
Hi, Adams family. This is Mrs. Huff here, and I'm with my daughter, Ayla.
Hi.
And today we are going to do just a very quick and easy recipe if you're looking for something to do at home and just a different sweet treat that you have maybe not had in a little while since we're at home. And so today we're going to be making homemade fruit roll-ups that'll be healthy. The longest wait time would be just the baking portion of it. So what we've got today is just a bag of frozen fruit. This is one of Ayla's favorites. You love fruit, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yep. And so what's in this fruit medley?
Strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries.
Yeah. And so what we'll do is we're going to pour these into my Nutri Ninja cup, the largest one I've got, or any blender would work. And then we're going to add just a little bit of honey as well, about a tablespoon. And then we're going to blend it up. So Ayla, you want to help me do that real quick? All right, let's open our cap. See if you can pour that in here.
All?
Yep, all of it. Let's try to spill it here. Ooh, I'll have to pick that one up here. Let me help you. You got it. There we go. Doesn't that look good?
This actually looks pretty yummy.
Okay, we'll add a little bit of honey, just about a tablespoon. Can you squeeze that? That's probably good. Just to give it a little bit of sweetener. And then let's put the top on.
And we're gonna blend it.
All right, so flip it upside down. Let's shift it here. All right, we'll check back in a minute because this is gonna be loud.
So we shake it all up.
We ran into a tiny bit of trouble there, didn't we, Ayla?
Yeah.
Since our berries were still a little frozen, we ended up adding just a tiny bit of water as well, just to give it a little bit of liquid.
And a little bit of lemon.
Oh, and a tiny, tiny bit of lemon juice, but you don't really have to do that if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so once we get our Nutri-Ninja back open, then it's frozen right now in there a little bit.
Then we're gonna dump it onto this tray with a piece of paper on it.
Yeah. So
You can use a large tray or you can use a medium tray.
yeah, so this is just a tray of parchment paper. And here, I'll pick you up here. What we're gonna do is we are going to
Pour this onto this and
then spread it out. So go ahead and pour that nice and gently onto there, Ayla.
okay.
We'll see here if they can see us. All right, go ahead, pour it like this. Nice and gently. And ours is a little cold, isn't it? But that's okay.
You just have to make tons of dots if you can.
Woo!
Ours just came out fast.
Okay, so here's what it looks like right now. My hand's in the way there.
A little came out, then a big plop.
Yeah, a little than a big plop, didn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
and then what we're gonna do is we are going to, gosh, we're not having much luck here, are we? What we're gonna do is we're gonna spread it with a spatula and we're gonna make it nice and flat and thin on there. Okay, so go ahead and do that, Ayla.
Okay.
All right,
There.
so once they're spread out nice and thin, you're gonna place them in the oven. And I'll set you down here for a minute.
I'll set them in the oven.
You're gonna place them in the oven. And the plan is to bake these for
about 2.5 hours.
Yep, for about 2.5 hours. You're gonna know that they're totally done when the middle of your fruit roll-up is no longer sticky and tacky to the feel. Then you're gonna take it out. So the purpose is just to have it dehydrate in the oven a little bit. So we set our oven on 225, but you can set it on the lowest setting of your oven if you want to. It's just going to take a little bit longer to dehydrate. You don't want to cook them, you just want to dry them out.
So you don't really have to like set a big timer, but like if you want them to be like really dry, go with it.
So here's what ours looks like. We're going to place it in the oven and then we'll check back in with you in about 2.5 hours, and that way you can see what it looks like and we'll show you the very last steps. See you then. Hey guys, we're back. So we are done baking our fruit roll-ups. Ayla, it took us a little bit longer than 2.5 hours this time, didn't it?
Yeah.
So how long did we spend letting ours bake?
About 3.5 or 3 hours.
Yeah, so we spent an extra hour in the oven. The middle was still tacky at 2.5 hours. So if that happens to you, then you just keep baking it. The edges might get a little bit crispy, but you can rehydrate those just by adding a tiny bit of water. Just maybe get your fingers a little bit wet and sort of wet the edges. And that'll rehydrate the edges that are maybe a little overly dry if you have to bake a little bit longer than you think.
So I think we're gonna have 2 more steps, but I think we're just gonna like roll up these fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, so the last thing that you need to do is have just a nice pair of kitchen scissors.
And then you wanna roll up your fruit roll-ups. Cut them apart, roll them up.
Yep, so depending on how thick you want your roll up, you just slice it. And I'm gonna go ahead
Then you fold it up.
and then you fold it up, right, Ayla? So
Yep.
let me cut
So
one here for us.
I'm gonna be giving you an example of how to roll these things up.
All right, let's set this aside
Okay.
and you can roll one for us.
I'll roll this one.
Okay,
So
couple together.
we're gonna do this.
In a little circle. You might need to make yours just a little bit tighter. But that's what they look like in the end, can you see? And then you can keep them safe, and they're just a nice, healthy snack. I would recommend. Yeah, I would recommend putting them in maybe a Ziploc bag or a container, and then that way they stay fresh. And you can just snack on these when you're ready to have a snack, probably every 10 minutes of your life right now, and know that you're eating something healthy, or pack these in lunch boxes whenever we come back to school. So I hope you liked the video. Hopefully you enjoy them if you decide to make them. You have anything else you want to say?
No, do you?
No. We'll see you later. Have a great week, Adams.
Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Purvitas, the school counselor from Adams, of course, and I'm here with another breathing technique for you. This breathing technique I found from Counselor Keri, that's Keri, and she has a website with some really great resources. She's a school counselor also, but this one is called Rain Breathing, and I will have a copy of this in my Google Classroom if you want to take a closer look at it. And just like last week, you do not have to have this visual to be able to do the rain breathing. It'll just give you a description of how to do it. But basically, you on the inhale, you create a cloud with your fingers, and then on the exhale, you make little raindrops coming down. So I thought that was kind of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and practice it for you, and hopefully you'll be able to hear my breathing, although I'm not sure since I'm outside. There's a lot of background noise. Sorry about that. Okay, so here we go. One more. That is rainbow breathing. I also have another Corona challenge for us this week. Thank you to all of you who did one or more of the scavenger hunts. I hope you had fun with that. Who knew the weather was going to be so yucky last week? I put, I think 2 of my scavenger hunts were outdoor scavenger hunts, so oh well, who knew? So this week we're going to do something that's a little bit more involved, but I think it could be very helpful for you if you decide to do it. And my challenge is for you to make an emergency happiness kit. And I also got this resource from a website called Mile Marks. You can see it down there at the bottom. And basically an emergency happiness kit is a box or some sort of container that has a lot of suggestions that you make yourself for how to cheer yourself up when you're having a rough day or some uncomfortable feelings. Now, if you have a printer and ink and want to print the things that are in the Google Classroom, you can do that, but you also could do it without a printer. Basically what you're supposed to do is write down an answer for each of the statements in the document and then cut them out and put them in a box. But you could just use your own paper and write down each statement and write down each answer. And you can either do it all on one piece of paper, or you could take a piece of paper and tear it into smaller boxes and write them that way. Now, once you've written all your statements, then you find a box or some sort of container to put all of your statements in. So it could be an old shoe box. It could be a box someone got a delivery in. You might want to take off the labels. You could even decorate it if you wanted to. But if you don't have a box, maybe there's an old gift bag laying around that mom or dad aren't going to use, and you could use that. Or you could use a sandwich baggie and maybe just write your name on it with a marker. But anywhere that you can put all of your little statements, and then when you're having a rough day or you need some cheering up, you go find your happiness kit and you read through your statements, and hopefully it will bring some feelings of happiness. That's our Corona challenge this week. I hope you have fun doing it. Bye-bye.
Hello, this is Mr. Rohr with the joke and magic trick of the week. I hope you've been enjoying yourself on this extra long break, but here's the joke. What do you call a cheese that is not yours? What is a cheese that is not yours? Why, nacho cheese, of course. And now for the magic trick of the week. I know you've been waiting a long time for this one. We take this ordinary deck of cards, as you can see. It's got some cards in it. And we go ahead and close it up. And I'm going to make this magic deck of cards disappear inside this black box. As you can see, it's open on one side. There's nothing else in it. And I'm going to go ahead and take this black box and stick it over this deck of cards and insert the deck of cards inside the box, like so. And I'm going to stick it on the table, and I'm going to do my abracadabra. Deck of cards disappear. Bing, they are gone. This black box is empty once again. I hope you enjoy this magic trick of the week, and I hope you're also enjoying this extra long summer break, and I hope to see you real soon. Have a great week.
All right, friends, this is my little guy Tobias, and he is going to help us with the quote of the week. And this week, the quote is by Robert Ingersoll, and these wise words say, "We rise by lifting others." Boys and girls, how can you lift somebody up? Are you feeling down or tired or maybe a little bit bored? Lift somebody else up. Make somebody else feel good. Then that will lift yourself up and you'll feel good as well. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Bye. Can you say bye? Bye.